Yeah.
And it's just Lulu and Leona with the exact same portrait.
Yeah, exactly.
Today.
I
Versus
was really
looking...
confused. I'm like, I'm pretty sure Lulu was released like last week. And then I realized I'm old. I'm very old. Okay, here we are. I'm going to predict a Talia ban. What do you reckon?
Oh, that could be it. That could be it.
Oh!
Ooh, he's
Told you,
honest.
I'm a prophet.
Honest.
I know everything.
Do you want to just do the rest of drafts?
No. But I'll do this one. I'll do the Vi. Flauren's going to lock in the Vi. No, dang it. Immediately. As soon as I don't have the script anymore, I'm ruined. As the Jarvan will be the lock away here. Similar vibe to the Vi, but I feel does fit into a few different compositions as well.
It's also interesting because specifically KC are still willing to play the Azir, which is basically dropped off a cliff every other place. And it's kind of a pocket pick for kyeahoo. So especially with the Jarvan taken, you kind of want a bit of mobility in that mid lane.
Yep.
So I am curious if kyeahoo still goes back towards that or whether they're just going to completely shift away from them now.
Well, this is an interesting one. As they're hovering the Jhin, Vi will be the choice instead.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, Jhin, like, I see Jarvan, I'm like, I want to play Jhin. I don't think I ever really do that, although I'd never want to play Jhin. As Yike is now just going to consider his options. I still think top side of the map is what they're looking at, and that is the Cassio. That's a lot of power represented in the mid jungle already.
Yeah, that is a very strong duo. And
no, but she gets less health as she levels.
Yeah. Okay.
So she's been nerfed to the ground.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Look, I thought Varus was going to be gone, and I'm still seeing that man's face in the ban face. So, yeah, maybe we'll wait and see how this one pans out. But either way, like, yeah, I think you're going to have to go for some kind of dive comp here for DCG. Like, just make sure that you're all in to try and fight back against this. But either way, like, KC, this is comfort for them. They are very strong on this style of team fight that you're already setting up for. So I think they're happy out.
And the Nautilus was banned in the last game and is going to be picked up here. Nautilus Senna was something that we saw in our previous series wielded by TL in the closest game that they had. So I guess that's something that they could potentially leverage. But leaving their solo laners up in the air here as a blind Gwen would be just absolutely
She did get
crazy.
buffed, but I do think it is like still a counter pick champion rather than just a go towards champion. That one's a no-no.
Yeah,
so.
I think Locke is locked out of MSI for now. But kyeahoo is just having a bit of fun.
Yeah, I think I'd rather take a support here for Busio. Yeah, I just to answer the Nautilus. Rell does well because she can get rid of the shield on the Nautilus and good for the counter engage. So yeah, I think this is where KC just kind of setting up already for a very strong team fight.
Yeah, counter engage is looking pretty powerful with that Magnet Storm as well. Being able to pull things around so they can get yelled at by Cassiopeia feels pretty comfortable. So, pretty short range so far. We'll see what KC can do about that as this one goes on. Maybe that Jhin that we were thinking about before might rear its head, unless it gets banned away in this phase of bans.
Yeah, I'm curious because... Oh, so they're going for the Jace, because for me, I think something like a Gnar would work really well for Flauren here, right? You've already got a ton of heals and shields and another wall set up for you with the Jarvan. So that could potentially be the call. But with the Jace ban already coming through for Karmine Corp, that says to me that they're more looking to try and take the Gnar for themselves as well. And Canna has been very strong in picks like the Vayne. So even though, Hex Tech or the experimental Hexblade got nerfed, I still think it's quite strong. So maybe that's the answer here for KC if they do see that Gnar come through.
They tried to ban Kaliste, but unfortunately that's Kaliste. And so they don't make it a 4v5. One more ban to come on through here, see what Reaper has for us. They might continue looking towards the top side. Two mid bans have already gone down against HongSuo, so I guess they don't need to focus on that one nearly as much. And the Anivia will be taken away. So 3 mid bans are actually going to come on out. And one more to be taken off the board here as well. And I think we're going to need to see something pretty powerful coming out of these solo lanes. I feel like Senna can be pretty underwhelming towards mid game. I want to see earlier spikes here for DCG. Otherwise, they are just kind of opting into the KC playstyle, and I don't think you win those.
Yeah, and at least for KC, you will get to keep your counter pick there for Con on that top side. So, because you can just take the AD carry here, it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And then I think that's where it's either going to be you end up seeing the Gnar here for Rell of DCG, where you get to respond with either Vayne or the Kennen, also another big pick for Canna, and follows up very well with what we're seeing here. So I think for KC, kind of happy with any of these late game scaling picks.
Oh, I like the Jinx. Always been a bit of a fan. Yunara, I've fallen off. Just don't really think that she's as powerful. We did see Pace have a pretty good time on the Zeri, though, and that's what they're going to lock away.
I was going to say, it would have been funny because HongSuo has been the Yunara player and Kaliste has been the Corki player. So to see him now swap into that role would have been definitely a change-up. But, I mean, the Zeri is still incredibly strong and something that he can team fight very well. Safety as well, which is the big one against something
skate
like
out of the Cataclysm.
And the Jarvan,
yeah. Picking it into Nautilus that's face up is an odd move, just because Nautilus has been the prime answer to the Zeri. But you only have one depth charge, and they have so much extra CC out of KC that I don't even know whether that's going to be enough to lock Kaliste down successfully, as the LeBlanc is going to be locked in here for Hong. So that is a lot of power in that mid lane, freshly buffed. And the Jack's blind would be just ludicrous.
I think it's kind of a good call, though, because, again, like the picks we were talking about were like the Gnar, the Vayne, and the Cannon, which, I mean, Jax does relatively well into all of them. So unless you want to try and opt in towards something like the Renekton here for Canna, could also be an option, but...
This isn't a good Gnar match.
No, this is not a good... This is a... Yeah, this is a bit of an ego pick if Canna takes this.
And it's it is a team fight pick as well. Like, I feel like it fits the composition quite well. Like, but that's not winning. And you definitely don't win side lanes now in the later stages.
Got buffed. Like, he has less mana on his Q, which means he just gets more opportunities to leap strike. So, yeah, I think Flauren could have a really good time here into this match.
Yeah, and it doesn't really fit the Senna vibes, right? Like, Senna does want to have, like, beefcakes to just heal as you team fight and things like that. This looks a lot more like a 1-3-1 comp coming out of DCG. But if you look at the team as like what their just play style is, which is play fast and loose, play for the early stages, this is beautiful for exactly that. Like mid-game power from your solo lanes and jungle. That feels brilliant.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of what they went for in the last one as well, right? Like 1-3-1, good side lanes that collapse well, and this is a very similar story, but this time around, they have much stronger solo lanes. So opting in towards like these early aggressions with the early push that you should have can work out exceptionally well. So we'll have to see if Real of DCG can find that same success that they found in the mid-game, or if KC get to play this slow boulder gathering speed over the course of the match.
And I tell you what, as far as a game 2 is concerned, if KC managed to get over that hurdle and get themselves to match point, that is going to be so difficult to bounce back from for DCG. So much hinges on whether they can even out the series in this game number 2. Let's get onto the Rift and see whether they can make it happen, as already just getting straight down towards this bottom side Raptor camp. Oh dear, I'm just really frightened that something's going to happen. kyeahoo is going to spot them out, and I think that will mean that nothing does indeed happen.
Yeah, just going to back away, but ward's still there. So again, that kind of trying to spot out where Yike is going and what he's going to be up to.
All right.
So yeah, back it away.
So we haven't really assessed what the KC draft does. I don't like the Zeri engage support as much anymore. I've been a little bit more of a fan of getting an enchanter there, like making sure that you can really buff up the Zeri in these team fights later on. And obviously we in the LCK have only really seen Zeri Yuumi. It's just been a bit of a favorite. But here's a bit of a battle towards the bottom side. ShiauC already taking a lot of damage. And never mind, maybe engage supports and Zeri are fine.
I think at the level 1, definitely. Like, Senna not exactly going to absolutely rip you apart on the level 1.
You do, you kind of get to pick anything into the champ, don't you?
Yeah. Especially with the shield as well coming through in the crash down for Busio. This is exactly how you want to trade.
Yeah. Is this a replay? No, it's not, because ShiauC is now lit on fire and has to flash to get out of the way. Okay, this could have gone better, as we've got Pop9 on a ward, not able to take a red buff, and we'll just wander over towards him. Kaliste moves into the tri-brush, and oh dear. Canna is going to crush on top of Flauren as well, who does get the counter-strike, but looking at those health bars, and is not looking fantastic. Flag and drag from Pop9 to get himself out of the way, but does also have to flash. And DCG, they were holding on really nicely in the early game of game number 1. I want to see that again, because this is not it.
Yeah, and even Yike now getting the evade on towards the top side. So you'd end up with Pop9 getting 2 camps as blue and then the Raptors of KC. But now you're going to lose your entire top side off the back of this. So KC responding super well with that early vision control they had in their bot side jungle.
All right. HongSuo is at least going to be able to push kyeahoo around a little in this lane.
Yeah, and you can see at the side of your screen there, just the buffs that LeBlanc got coming into this patch. Like, the fact that she got a lot more damage, scaling off of that ultimate is really going to be the focus. So she does a lot more in the early stages, but doesn't really change much until she hits that level 11.
Yep, Mimic can be a real powerful one. Flauren down to 200 health here, and I have to admit, the Jax matchup, it gets better, right? Yeah. This is not the happy fun times of it just in general, and Canna is right now having a very good time on the knock.
Yeah, I think it's also... Oh, hang on.
Oh dear, a little bit more of a battle. I'm sure we'll let you talk at some point, as he doesn't have flash anymore. ShiauC is just dead. First blood goes over to Kaliste, and that is exactly not who you want to be getting first blood. Oh dear, we might be certifying this Zeri very, very early in this game. Already 1,000 gold up. Here is KC. And, I mean, DCG, they managed to steal away a red buff. Pop9 was trying to do that for the entirety of this early game, and at least he was successful.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to reset, immediately go towards that top scuttle, because that's what Yike gave up, to try and come down and protect his own bottom side. But with the push that HongSuo had in mid lane, able to cover. But either way, they're picking up that bot side kill for KC. Flauren not looking too hot as well. Like,
Kaliste is pretty good at Zeri.
He is, yeah. I'd say Kaliste is pretty all right in general.
Yeah, he's pretty all right in general, but... Yeah. The stats for this particular champion, and I don't think these are stats based on getting first blood. I imagine those stats would be even more favorable.
Yes. And they were also like, a lot of that would have been when he played back in ERLs on KC as well, where he was like oftentimes taking the Zeri and having these big pop-off performances. So kind of bringing that now to the international stage is cool to see.
Yeah. Those were career stats, so you're right. Certainly a whole bunch of extras in there. As Pop9 will spot Yike here, as the Raptors do spawn once again. HongSuo getting some damage down onto Busio, though, as we can see here. The chains are going to connect, but kyeahoo is getting a lot of work done. In the meantime, Pop9 doesn't have friends to help him take his Raptor camp, and so Yike is going to be able to slurp those ones up himself. There is a flag and drag in from Pop9, though. You're looking for a little bit of extra damage now that there are some cooldowns missing. Flash out there from kyeahoo does escape the anchor. As DCG, they're looking for these picks. They're looking for the aggression, but KC just not letting them have it.
They're trying to play off the fact that Canna had to go for the reset in top lane, so trying to see if they can find that moment in the 3v3, potential 3v4, but not quite able to get it with the flash away from kyeahoo, but still looking for more here.
Yeah, no flash available, and the miasma goes down. Chains are going to connect as HongSuo is going to have to get out of turret range, and bit of a drive-by, just a wander past. They waved out the window.
Yeah, and then I think they saw kyeahoo hit 6 and were like, I don't want to be here anymore. This is not a safe space.
He's going to yell at me.
Yeah. Especially after Pop9, unfortunately missing the flag and drag. Kind of brought that to naught afterwards.
Yeah, so not exactly optimal. They don't lose too much for it, though. Outside of the fact that KC still remain ahead by about 1.5k. And at 6 minutes, that's a big lead. Kaliste now holding onto this wave as well. Busio kind of unlocked from the lane. And we heard the Des talking about it, right? It's like, let's unlock ShiauC, but it's kind of been Busio that's been making a lot of these roams work.
And this is what we haven't got to see in the LEC from Busio, because we haven't been on these engaged supports. Like, we got to see a little bit on the Bard, and sometimes on the Seraphine, but he really has been more catered to the lane. Now that he's on the Rell, already starting to roam, starting to make plays, it feels like a much better spot for KC.
Well, Flauren for an engage, but not exactly optimal timing here as the flash Gnar from Canna gets the wallop, and down he goes. Oh dear, that blink of an eye, and that's just 2 kills over to KC already here in this game.
Yeah, you can already see that gold lead is going to be very big for Canna. The CS, the kill, and the turret plates going across. This counter pick in disguise has not really quite worked out for Flauren.
Yeah, and I was about to say it before. There have been ups and downs for the Jax-Gnar matchup. I believe it was an interview with Keen that I'm mainly referencing as far as Jax being a very winning side of the matchup. And this is, like, Keen isn't in this game, nor tournament. So
yeah. I do think that Canna has played the matchup very well. Like, even in the first few levels.
And he's a great Gnar player in general. Oh dear, we are going on a journey here, but the Petrifying Gaze does so much. HongSuo is going to have to flash away. That gives up the correct LeBlanc, and now Pop9 flashing out of the Noxious Blast. KC can do no wrong. And they're looking for even more. ShiauC is going to go down yet again. The Dawning Shadow to try and keep him alive as he flashes to get to relative safety. But Kaliste still just having the best of times.
The tickles, though, kind of doing a little bit more. ShiauC has to be careful.
Yeah, it does have the Piercing Darkness there to get his health bar back up again. But as the dust settles, it still feels like KC absolutely in the driver's seat.
Is Flauren dead?
Flauren is currently alive. Still alive.
Okay.
Still alive. Wandering away.
3-2-1
we'll be able to leap
on the
strike
ultimate
to the
from
minion.
Canna.
We're all right.
Okay. But yeah, I was going to say, Canna's been doing a great job in the matchup. Like, even at the level 1, he takes the hop, ends up looking for the trade, gets a ward. That means that then Flauren's not able to play hyper-aggressive on the level 1 and use that counter-strike effectively. So, getting that early push. And I think it's since that, Canna's just been in solid control of this top lane matchup. And even ShiauC, basically with this dragon something.
Kaliste's just going to skate on over and grab another kill. What? Hang on. Rell isn't a jungler anymore, right?
No.
Huh.
I had to do a double take to be like, he has Aftershock, right?
Yeah, and Shattering Strike was very much nerfed.
Yeah.
Okay, so a bit of a missmite there from Pop 9.
Crash down, make him Pop 9 crash out, basically.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's all right. We'll move on. KC get themselves the first Drake, and they also have close to a 4,000 gold lead. Wow, that really sprung up, didn't it?
Oh,
let's see.
I like how you said
in
move
slow-mo.
Yeah. Like,
what did I say? Let's move on.
Yeah. And then here we are, because bye. Oh wait, maybe we don't get to see it because the play in mid lane.
Hang on, it wasn't even.
It wasn't.
What took it?
He just smited super early, right?
Nice.
Because he was like, oh, I'm probably going to die.
Yeah.
How about hope and pray? But yeah, because Yike was taking grubs on top side. So they get the kill, and they get the dragon, and they get the grubs. And then...
Well,
yeah.
Do you know what conversation we can have? Perfect game, baby. We are on pace right now as KC have taken absolutely everything. Do you know what? We don't even need to have the grubs argument because they took that
is
too.
Nice. Yeah. Because I know Wolf gets very heated about that.
Well, I do. I'm the one that has a huge problem. I yelled at Wadid about it. It wasn't great. But at least in this game, it's not relevant, so we don't need to worry about it. Busio is just going to try and usher DCG towards this outer turret, and Yike's coming on over as well. Some vision does go down, but immediately the lights are turned out, and let's see whether they can keep themselves alive under this one as Kaliste moving up. Does take a little bit of damage, but not too much. Pop 9 making his way over, and there is a hook onto Kaliste. He needs to get to the wall, and he does skate it on over. Good buffer there as well. Piercing Darkness comes down. He's looking to use the ulti just to try and escape. He flashes, and the auto doesn't come through. Avoids the ulti, as there's the barrier to avoid the sigil, and it's actually DCG that lose out on the play.
How the hell did Kaliste not go down? That is everything.
That is when, you know, if you got lemons, make lemonade. He was making lemonade in that bottom lane.
I don't know, but what? That is insane. Like, even the barrier at the very end to stop HongSuo with the sigil.
And the fact that the barrier was so early as well, he's like, this is checkmate. He's pre-moved that, you know? Oh, dear. Perfect game pace. We are still there. I thought that maybe that one was going to be immediately removed. But let's see this one more time. I mean, the hook was phenomenal getting past the minion.
Yeah, and then Kaliste ulting to basically get the move speed, right? So then he can try and outpace Feng. But like the auto attack was winding up, Kaliste flashes away, then sidesteps the ultimate to keep the barrier there. Now HongSuo's dead?
What? No, he's not. Basically is. He's pretty much dead. For all intents and purposes, he's dead. Yeah. But is not going to be taken down on the scoreboard just yet. And kyeahoo now underneath this turret. They're looking for Feng as Yike comes on over, and I believe he might be dead, ladies and gentlemen. And as it turns out, I was correct.
Yeah, this is a much quicker pace than what we've seen from KC domestically.
So maybe we asked the wrong team by mistake, because we were asking DCG to up the pace, and it's KC that heard.
Yeah, and I think a large portion of this early game has been thanks to Yike. You can see on the buy, he's been looking significantly better than he has on the pass on this champion. But now, wants to steal away the blue, doesn't quite get there.
Yep. I think Busio is trying to test his luck once again. It's like, if I can take a Drake, surely I can take a blue.
I mean, he has Shattering Smite, so might as well try, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. I was like actually just checking. I'm like, hang on a second. I thought he had Aftershock. But no, you did not mean it like that. HongSuo is now looking for an angle towards Kaliste, but he just dashes out of the way. And KC wanting some shellfish towards his top side, and I don't think DCG are going to be able to do anything about it. Canna is just going to be pushing Flauren out of here, and by pushing him out, maybe it just means killing him. Flash has to be employed. And Flauren just going to have to go back to base. Should mean another turret falling down as well, most likely, towards that top side, as Canna is not going to let him back for free. Busio coming on over as well, as there is a crash down, and the Vault Breaker comes in from Yike as he makes his way out of the bushes. ShiauC is able to get himself out of there, but the extendo beam, flash out from ShiauC, and now Canna, obviously he was between enemy turrets in the top lane, so he comes on over, grabs themselves a kill, and now Pop9 getting his vaults broken as well, but will be able to get himself out of there with that flag and drag.
There is nothing that DCG can do. KC are everywhere in this top side. They are pinging on towards the dragon though, as KC are going to go for the reset, so that may be their one solace in all of this.
All right, Flauren, for an angle here. I have some fun facts for you.
Oh.
We have the last perfect game was Kingzone Dragon X versus Fnatic in Worlds 2017.
Wow.
And that was the Dancing Shelly game.
That's so long ago.
It is a long time ago. I think that was about 9 years ago, if I can do math correctly. On stream, ladies and gentlemen, as that is going to be the Drake secured. Perfect game still going here. As Mountain Drake, that's a good perfect game Drake.
Yeah.
Makes you more durable, you know? As KC looking to take down this outer turret in the mid lane as well. This gold lead, I mean, this was the insurmountable lead that we had in the last game.
Yeah.
Later
than
this.
It's barely 14 minutes in. And even they tried to make a play as DCG on that top side, but they couldn't even manage it. Like, kind of just took out the wave, and then they were like, well, that play kind of fizzles as well. Like, nothing is going well for Reload DCG right
now. No. We're having a look here, and this... Yeah, it's the same thing that happened at 25 minutes, except they started it at 5 minutes instead. And if you have like we want to upgrade our play from the previous game on KC's side, that's a good way to do it. As Flauren is just going to have to be yelled at here momentarily. Does get the ulti out of kyeahoo, that is something.
Yeah.
But we are clutching at straws for the good news.
Yeah, I was going to say, because it's 6 seconds until Rift Herald.
Yeah, I'm looking at your eyebrows. Your eyebrows are not in a very good place right now for the happiness of DCG. You guys may not be able to see, but it's a lot of sad eyebrows.
I do try my best Amelia Clark impression.
Well, Busio looking for an angle here. Magnetstorm absolutely phenomenal, as there is the ulti to lock down the enemy jungler. ShiauC trying to use some popcorn chickens to escape, and it is not going to work out. A teleport in from DCG, though. They're going to try and throw the house at this one, and Flauren's going to have to get out of there. Yike wanting more, and he has so much health. Like, this is just ludicrous. Feng's going to have to flash away and lead them on a wild goose chase to try and stop the battle. Extendo beam actually hitting as Yike comes on over, does get snared, throws out the smite, but he's got Vault Breaker to get over that wall, and Feng is very, very dead, ladies and gentlemen. It's just going to take a little bit of time. There it is.
I was kind of hoping that he would run so far that Canna just kind of got to step in the lane for a second and get another kill, and then go back to killing minions again, because that's kind of just been his modus apparatus this game. Yeah.
By the way, it was Longzhu, not Kingzone. However, that is theoretically the same team.
Yeah.
And for all intents and purposes. They did become Kingzone a bit later. So just as a little bit of a heads up, that is the perfect game that we are chasing. And it is still on the table. Okay, Yike picks up the eye. And that is going to mean that we don't need to have a Herald discussion about perfect game either, which is
it's
fantastic.
It's kind of sad if just someone dies after we get like to the Nexus.
Does that count if you fountain dive as you're killing the Nexus?
Dead, right?
I mean, theoretically it's meaningless, right?
Yeah.
And it was you caused the death.
Yeah.
So the enemy team didn't do anything.
I think you have to write an all chat beforehand. I'm going to dive the fountain and die.
Is that
so
that in the official perfect game rulebook?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was official rulebook. We've had arguments about it all the time.
Yeah, it was in the small text, you know.
Well, I didn't even have the book, let alone the small text. My goodness. All right, Kaliste doing a fair bit of damage here, as we can see. As HongSuo just going to be distorting forward. Obviously can do that relatively comfortably, as Busio still going in. not scared of perfect games being lost or anything like that, like I am, as it's a 10,000 gold lead, 17 minutes in. The game time we're chasing is approximately 21 minutes. We'll see whether they can beat that as well, as their cease and desist onto Pop9. He just explodes, and they look to try and lock down Kaliste. He flashes away and doesn't get over the wall. There goes the perfect game, but KC is still looking for the team fight, and I think they'll find it as Canna makes a pretty dramatic entrance as he crushes over the wall. And KC, yeah, it's not perfect, but it looks pretty close.
Kaliste was so close to escaping that, but it will be the kill going over. Still KC in a great spot. They're going to push in on bot side. Canna looking to disturb this mid lane as well. Yeah, you can see even there where it looked like maybe there was something for DCG. They just don't have enough in the tank now.
No, they certainly don't, nor do they have enough in the wallets. They are relatively empty, the coffers are dry, and it's very hard to make this composition do anything, because also it's a Jack Senna comp, right? Like, you fall behind, you need items to make these champions do things. And right now the doing things is a little tough. As we crest the 20-minute mark, KC with Soul Point available in 30 seconds time. And Pop9, I don't know whether he's allowed to take a red buff. I just don't think it's a thing.
It is only Busio.
Canna's sort of there.
Yeah.
But there is HongSuo there towards the top side, so that will be denied for the moment. All right. David, Goliath, slingshots, giants, things like that. Coinbase gold grind. Tell me something good for DCG. This is not it. That's a 3,000 gold lead for just a jungler. It's very good for KC. So we appreciate that, Coinbase gold grind, but otherwise for the comeback,
it's also like for game 3, it kind of feels hard for Relove DCG now, because it's, well, we're supposed to be the fast team and like pick up the pace and overload places. And
still
then
fast.
Yeah, but it's
just
the
not
other
fast
direction.
to the winning.
Yes, yeah. And that's where this is not what we saw from KC when they're in the LEC. Like, they had some games where they play hyper-aggressive, but like with Busio now on these engage supports and starting to roam, this kind of opens up a whole new chapter for KC.
Well, that was a decent amount of damage there, as HongSuo also actually took a lot himself. But still, Kaliste does need to be careful as this newly buffed LeBlanc is getting off the line. Yeah, that's a lot invested into kyeahoo just backing away towards his turret. Infinity Edge is getting so close for Kaliste as well. That is going to, like, he is about an Infinity Edge's worth of gold ahead at the moment. Didn't really need to rub salt in the wound, but it is a bad news story, and the conversation about a scaling center is just not real. As Kaliste, depth charge does come on down. Flauren finding the angle there. Blastcone gets him to relative safety though, and Kaliste is still able to rain death down from safety. Petrifying Gaze is not scary at all, but there is a dead Flauren, and kyeahoo is just running amok. Yeah, nothing that this Senna can do. And 3 on the floor here for DCG, and there's the Shelly, not quite dancing, but just getting some work done by herself here in this top lane. As this game is, I mean, it's been over for quite some time, but it is an absolute shellacking here for KC as they look to take themselves a Baron and break open the base.
Yeah, I respect the effort from DCG, like, throw a Hail Mary, see if it lands, but yeah, KC able to escape away. And yeah, the Shillelaghs are out. Everyone's just kind of getting bonked on the head at this stage.
It is, it's not a very fun time here for DCG. Hopefully they're focusing on what to do in order to make the reverse sweep happen. Because I think that is where your mind needs to be. I think getting caught up in the emotions of this particular game would be folly. 3 minutes on this Mountain Soul, which is only going to make it even more difficult for DCG to do anything about KC moving in. As far as a Snowball Soul is concerned, it's a phenomenal one to get, because it just makes you way more durable while you're already doing bajillions of damage.
Yeah, I think Kaliste needed like 1 death sooner though, you know?
Yeah, yeah. It's all right, there's Magnustorm onto 2, looking real good there as Canna is going to be the focus here of DCG, and you've got HongSuo moving on over. That will be a dead Gnar, but can they then keep themselves alive in this fight as Feng's going to go down? Petrifying Gaze for a bit of damage onto the Jax, who dives into the backline and immediately dies. It's Yike in that backline though, looking for HongSuo, and no amount of funny business is going to save you from the devastating damage of this Vi and Zeri combo. Pop9 is very dead. That's a double kill to come through from Kaliste, getting some revenge after that previous death. It's going to be an ace, and this will be inhibitors. Busio is also just going to, I think he's surveying the area right now. And Hex flashing away. Yeah, this game, if it wasn't done before, it's pretty done now.
Yeah, I mean, a fantastic performance from both Busio and Yike in this game, though. They have been everywhere from start to finish.
I like how we were having a conversation about how much better Yike has been on the Vise and things like this earlier on. It's just great to have a perfect example. Just roll up in game 2.
Just thank you. Now I can illustrate this later on when I need to prove the point.
And look,
again.
You've built my trust as well. I'm like, everything Dagda says, it's just on it.
That's not that should be taken.
As we said before, it was only that thing in the pregame that wasn't about you. Now everything actually is, as it turns out. Okay. Busio clearing our vision. Not a lot to clear, as it turns out, although Yike is standing on the 1 ward, or 2 wards that are here, and that is going to actually potentially cost him his life, as kyeahoo trying to save him, and Yike will be going down to his GA. Extended beam comes through from Kaliste as the rest of KC trying to move on over. That is a decent petrifying gaze, but Yike will still be taken out. Comeback question mark? Maybe an opportunity as the flag drag flashes real nice from Pop 9. And there's the depth charge onto kyeahoo as well. Can they get another one as the snare comes down? HongSuo, great timing there as well as he gets the distortion forward. But Kaliste is looking to wipe down Feng, and the Gnar ultimate from Canna as he turns up just to lock the game down. They thought they had a chance for a few moments. But in the end, it is just not enough. As HongSuo trying to do some weird stuff, as Kaliste says, you're probably just going to die, sir. And there is the dash kill and the ace as Kaliste goes to 10-1-7 in this game. 5-0-10, 6-1. These scorelines are just absurd. Out of KC, they have got so much money. It's almost a 20,000 gold advantage as the first inhibitor is going to bite the dust. In DCG, it is all over but the crime.
Yeah, it's rare that we get to the legendary 20k gold lead, but it looks like we will get there this game.
Yeah, we might even be able to go even further beyond.
Yeah.
What about 30k?
That's uncharted territories. I don't know if...
Well,
are we allowed? Does the game break?
I think the game still goes. I think that we have still the same amount of digits. Yeah. It's the digits that you got to watch out for, you know? We're not clocking it or anything like that. I think if you get to like 100k gold lead, that's when we're like, whoa, I don't know, maybe it resets to 0 and then you've got an even game state. But outside of that, I think that we might just be just able to do it, as that is just going to be Mountain Salt to come on through here. And if KC weren't really, really far ahead before, they are really, really far ahead plus Mountain Salt now.
Yeah, that'll kind of do it.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, let's get that slingshot ready.
There's only 3 people in the DCG base.
Yes. Flauren isn't. He is getting the first turret for DCG. There you go. Next turret's going down, though, as now Canna looking for a bit of an angle. Finds a house, but not too much more, as now Flauren on a decent flank angle, wanting to get towards Kaliste if he can. But everyone else is in position to try and keep this Zeri safe. And Flauren just going to get pushed away. kyeahoo actually just being relentless, just getting him out of there. Oh my goodness, looked like the Magnet Storm did that damage, but it wasn't. It was the damage dealers out of KC just doing so much work. And we don't want to show it. We're not allowed to. It's just too much obliteration as we'll go back to Kaliste locking down this Nexus. And that is match point over to KC. Oh my goodness, booking themselves a ticket to a matchup against T1 looks real close as they move to that match point.
Yeah, it's a watershed moment in that game, but I think it's a wake-up call for DCG.